As the government official stepped onto the sleek, silver train that would take him on the journey of a lifetime, he couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. He had been tasked with inspecting Ralpha Boulevard, the longest and most magnificent boulevard in the galaxy, and reporting back to the ruling council on its condition. But the official had heard rumors of strange and fantastical creatures that roamed the boulevard, and he couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this assignment than met the eye. Little did he know, this journey would be one of mystery, danger, and discovery. The train began to move, and the official settled into his seat and took in the view outside the window. The boulevard was truly a sight to behold, stretching out as far as the eye could see in both directions. The official couldn't help but marvel at the grandeur of it all, and he felt a sense of wonder and awe as he took in the towering buildings and bustling crowds that lined the boulevard. But as the train continued on its journey, the official began to notice things that were not quite right. The crowd seemed to be made up of all manner of strange and unusual creatures, from beings with multiple limbs to others with skin that seemed to be made of shimmering scales. The official felt a sense of unease as he realized that these were not the beings he had been told to expect. As the train pulled into the next station, the official decided to investigate further. He stepped off the train and into the throngs of creatures that lined the boulevard. He was immediately struck by the sense of chaos and confusion that seemed to permeate the air. Everywhere he looked, some beings seemed to be in a state of distress or confusion. But there was something else that he could sense, something dark and ominous that lurked just beneath the surface. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him, following him, and waiting for the right moment to strike. Feeling a sense of urgency, the official pushed his way through the crowds, determined to find out what was causing this strange behavior. As he walked, he began to notice that the buildings that lined the boulevard were not what they seemed. Many of them were crumbling and dilapidated, and the official could see that they were not inhabited by the beings he had been told to expect, but by creatures that were clearly in distress. The official knew that something sinister was at play here, and he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. He could feel eyes on him, and he couldn't help but wonder if he was walking into a trap. Finally, the official came upon a large, imposing building at the end of the boulevard. It was clear that this was the source of the chaos, and the official knew that he had to find a way inside. He pushed his way through the crowds and found a door that led into the building. As he entered, he was immediately struck by the sense of rawness that permeated the air. The building seemed to be a twisted version of reality, and the official could see that the creatures inside were not of this world. They seemed to be trapped in some sort of endless cycle of suffering and despair. The official knew that he had to find a way to break this cycle and free these creatures from their prison. He began to explore the building, searching for a way out. As he walked, he began to notice that the building seemed to be shifting and changing as if it were alive. The official had to be careful, for he knew that one wrong step could mean certain death. He could feel the weight of the unknown pressing down on him, but he couldn't let that stop him. He had to know what was happening here. He had to uncover the truth. As he ventured deeper into the building, he began to notice strange symbols etched into the walls. They seemed to be some kind of ancient language, but the official couldn't comprehend their meaning. He couldn't shake the feeling that they held the key to understanding what was happening in this place. He made a mental note to study them later. The official soon found himself in a grand hall, filled with strange machinery and devices that hummed with energy. The official couldn't help but feel a sense of unease as he realized that this was the source of the strange behavior he had seen on the boulevard. He knew that he had to destroy the machinery if he hoped to free the creatures trapped inside. Suddenly, he heard a sound behind him, a low growl that seemed to come from the shadows. He turned around to see a group of monstrous creatures emerging from the darkness. They were unlike anything he had ever seen before, and the official knew that he was no match for them. He had to act fast. With no other options, the official ran towards the machinery, hoping to destroy it before the creatures reached him. But as he reached for the controls, one of the creatures lunged at him, its razor-sharp claws inches from his face. The official managed to duck just in time, and the creature's attack missed its mark. With the creature now off balance, the officer seized his chance. He grabbed the controls and activated the machinery's self-destruct sequence. The building shook as the machinery began to overload, and the official knew that he had only seconds to escape. He turned and ran towards the door, but the creatures were hot on his heels. He reached the door and pushed it open, but as he stepped outside, he found himself standing on the edge of a vast abyss. The building was crumbling and falling apart, and the official realized that the only way to safety was to jump. Without hesitation, he leaped into the void, his heart pounding in his chest. As he fell, the official could see the creatures falling behind him, their screams filling the air. He knew that he had done it. He had freed the trapped creatures and saved himself. He felt a sense of accomplishment and relief as he landed safely on the other side of the abyss. As the official looked back, he saw the building collapsing into the abyss, taking the creatures and their prison with it. He knew that he had saved countless lives and stopped a great evil from spreading. He took a deep breath and looked out over the boulevard, knowing that he had made a difference. But just as he thought that his journey was over, he heard a faint sound coming from behind him. He turned around and saw a girl, her clothes torn, her face covered in dirt and bruises, standing at the edge of the abyss. She looked at him with a mixture of fear and gratitude and said, "You saved me and many others, but this is not over yet. There's still so much to uncover, and the real villain is still out there somewhere, waiting for the right moment to strike. You have to be careful. They will stop at nothing to achieve their goal." The official knew that he had to find out who the real villain was and what their goal was. He knew that he had to be prepared for whatever was to come next. He took a deep breath and looked out over the boulevard, ready for whatever lay ahead. As the official and the girl began to make their way back to the train station, the official couldn't help but feel a sense of curiosity and excitement. He knew that there was more to this assignment than he had originally thought, and he was determined to uncover the truth. The girl, who introduced herself as Lila, seemed to know more about the situation than she was letting on. She told him that she had been investigating the strange occurrences on the boulevard for weeks and had uncovered a sinister plot by a group of powerful villains who were using the boulevard as a means to carry out their evil plans. The official and Lila quickly made their way back to the train station, where they boarded the next train heading to the capital city. On the way there, Lila told the official all that she had discovered so far. She told him about the advanced gadgets and technology the villains were using to control the minds of the creatures on the boulevard and how they were using them for their gain. She also told him about a secret underground network of saviors who were working to stop the villains and their plans. The official was shocked by what he was hearing. He couldn't believe that such a powerful and dangerous group of villains existed and that they were operating right under the noses of the ruling council. He knew that he had to do everything in his power to stop them. He knew that he had to find a way to join the network of saviors and work with them to bring an end to the villains' plans. As the train pulled into the station, the official and Lila disembarked and made their way to the capital city. They were met by a group of saviors who quickly brought them up to speed on the situation. The official was shocked by what he saw. The villains were more powerful and dangerous than he had ever imagined. They had infiltrated every level of government and society, and they were using their power and influence to carry out their evil plans. The official knew that he had to act fast. He knew that he had to use everything at his disposal to stop the villains. He quickly set to work, using the advanced gadgets and technology provided to him by the saviors to infiltrate the villains' stronghold and gather information on their plans. He worked tirelessly, putting his own life at risk to uncover the truth and bring an end to the villains' reign of terror. As the days passed, the official made progress, but he knew that time was running out. He knew that the villains were getting closer to achieving their goal and that he had to act fast. He knew that the fate of the galaxy was in his hands and that he had to do whatever it takes to stop them. Finally, the day of the showdown came. The official, Lila, and the saviors launched a daring attack on the villains' stronghold, using all of their skills and gadgets to take down the powerful villains. It was a brutal and intense battle, but in the end, the official emerged victorious. The villains were defeated, and the boulevard was freed from their control. As the official looked out over the boulevard, he knew that he had done it. He had saved countless lives and stopped a great evil from spreading. He felt a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment as he looked out over the boulevard, knowing that he had made a difference. He knew that the journey was over, but the adventure was far from over. There were still many mysteries to uncover and many more battles to be fought. But the official knew that he was ready for whatever lay ahead. The official and Lila, along with the network of saviors, continued their work in uncovering the true extent of the villains' plans and rooting out any remaining pockets of their influence. They worked tirelessly, always on the lookout for any signs of a resurgence of the villains' power. But their efforts were not in vain, as they were able to uncover a vast network of corruption and deceit that extended far beyond the boulevard. They discovered that the villains had infiltrated every level of government and society, using their power and influence to control and manipulate the people for their gain. The official and Lila, along with the network of saviors, worked tirelessly to bring an end to the villains' reign of terror. They used their advanced gadgets and technology to infiltrate and sabotage the villains' operations, and they worked to expose their true nature to the public. Their efforts paid off, and the people of the galaxy were finally able to see the truth. The villains were brought to justice, and the boulevard and the entire galaxy were freed from their control. The official and Lila, along with the network of saviors, were hailed as heroes, and their deeds were celebrated throughout the galaxy. But the official knew that their work was not yet done. He knew that there were always those who would seek to exploit the weak and exploit the innocent for their gain. He knew that he and Lila, along with the network of saviors, would always have to be vigilant, always ready to defend the innocent and protect the galaxy from those who would seek to harm it. As he looked out over the boulevard, the official knew that he had made a difference. He knew that he had helped to make the galaxy a better place, and he knew that he would continue to do so, as long as some needed his help. He felt a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment as he looked out over the boulevard, knowing that he had made a difference. He knew that the journey was over, but the adventure was far from over. There were still many mysteries to uncover and many more battles to be fought. But the official knew that he was ready for whatever lay ahead, with Lila by his side and the network of saviors to support him. He knew that together, they would always be ready to defend the innocent and protect the galaxy from those who would seek to harm it. As the official and Lila continued their work alongside the network of saviors, they faced new challenges and obstacles. But they were determined to continue their fight against evil and injustice. They knew that the galaxy would always require protectors, and they were willing to take on that role. The official and Lila continued to lead the network of saviors, and they were able to uncover and prevent several more plots by other villains and criminal organizations. They also helped to bring about several much-needed reforms in the government and society, making the galaxy a safer and more just place for all. But their work was not without cost. The official and Lila faced personal sacrifices and difficult choices. They often risked their lives in the line of duty, and they had to make hard decisions that would affect the fate of countless people. Despite these challenges, the official and Lila never wavered in their determination to make a difference in the galaxy. They knew that their work was important and that it had the potential to change the world for the better. As the years passed, the official and Lila became legends in the galaxy, known for their bravery and selflessness. They were respected and admired by all who knew of them, and their deeds were passed down through generations. But the official and Lila never forgot their purpose. They knew that there was always more work to be done, and they continued to fight for justice and protect the innocent until the end of their days. Their legacy lived on, inspiring others to take up the cause and make a difference in the galaxy. The official and Lila's story became a symbol of hope and inspiration for many, and their legacy lived on through the generations. They had proven that one person, or even a small group of people, could make a difference in the world and change the course of history. Their tale of adventure, mystery of the Ralpha Boulevard will forever be remembered as a tale of courage, determination, and the never-ending fight for justice.